9:04. The other one says not quite 9 o'clock yet. I'll have to check with Mickey. Mickey's right. It's 9:04. I'll have to reset the clock. It looks like maybe my battery may be dying. Anyway, I was thinking about my mother-in-law and some of the things that she did, and it was quite a treat to have her in our house. She lived with us about 20 years. Was a brittle diabetic. Towards the end of her life, she began to lose her eyesight. And I remember her taking lessons at the blind school about how to feel her way through with the white cane. And I always got tickled. Every once in a while, Mary would help her along, and once in a while, Mary didn't quite get her where she needed to be, and she bumped into something. And she'd reach over and whack Mary on the shins with that cane. And there was always a constant little battle between the two of them about that. But I was thinking about that, and when I read R.E. Clark's little thing, Able to See, in his Life is Not a Snapshot, he says this: the man stood on the curb with his elbow bent out to the side as he placed his hand on his hip. The man was blind and was awaiting the kindness of someone who would help him across the street. Sensing a touch from the stranger, both stepped out into the street and were immediately hit by a bus. What went wrong? They were both blind men. Matthew gives us the account of two blind men who sought out Jesus for healing. When Jesus departed from there, two blind men followed him, crying out and saying, "Son of David, have mercy on us." And when he had come into the house, the blind men came to him, and Jesus said to them, "Do you believe that I'm able to do this?" And they said to him, "Yes, Lord." Then he touched their eyes, saying, "According to your faith, let it be to you." And their eyes were opened. We find that over in Matthew 9:27 through 30. Can you imagine the lives of these two blind men? Neither was able to describe the pink of a rose, the blue of a babbling brook, or the yellow of the sun to another. Neither could warn of a stone in the path. One could not help the other find a coin that they had been dropped. But together their voices sounded forth in a cry to Jesus for help. Perhaps they encouraged each other in their cry and determination. It might have been that they supported one another as they answered the question, "Do I believe, or do you believe I am able to do this?" Just think how the scales fell from their eyes, and suddenly they saw the face of their healer and Savior. They must have marveled as they saw one another for the first time. Together they had survived blindness. Together they had stumbled toward Jesus. Together they had their faith stretched and rewarded. Together they were seen. You know, you may have a spiritually blind friend that is waiting for you to bring them to Jesus. Both of these men were blind. You are not. Maybe it's time you spoke to that spiritually blind friend and help them find the path that you have found towards salvation. God bless you. Have a great day today.